Good evening to you. I believe you've got some suspects outstanding and just after an update. 9 on over.
In the west of London, police are scouring marshland for a wanted man. They know he's here somewhere, but the undergrowth is too thick for the police dogs and ground cops to find any trace.
Yeah, I'm still down on the canal path and I just heard a bit of crashing and bashing somewhere almost opposite me.
1,000 feet above, the crew of London's police helicopter, call sign India 99, is busy reducing the odds of the man getting clean away. By using the thermal imaging camera and the eagle eyes of PC Pritchard.
Yeah, all down the end. Oh, yeah. Good chance they're in there. Oh, there's all the policemen underneath the trees. We can't see them at the moment.
The searchers on the ground are ready to call it quits.
It's a bit of a pain, this, isn't it?
But PC Pritchard's camera is capable of picking up the smallest of heat sources, which show up as black or white blobs.
What is that? If this isn't one of our suspects, I'm going to eat my helmet.
Tonight, with the London Sky Cops. Can they be outsmarted?
They're running away, we're running again.
In the woods.
50 to 75 yards, they're in the trees there.
On the rooftops.
Apparently he was trying to blend into the roof, but it wasn't working very well.
That's why he's a criminal, not a brain surgeon.
In West London, India 99 is still hovering over Southall, trying to locate the wanted man, who PC Pritchard is convinced is hiding in bushes on the edge of a stream.
I picked up a heat source buried deep into some undergrowth.
I quite like that. I do as well.
Looking on the daylight camera, you couldn't see anything, but the infrared camera, I was getting a really good heat return.
Yes, so far we seem to have a very good heat source on camera. Not going anywhere, is it? No.
At the helm of India 99 is Captain Watts.
Got a good little hiding place, hasn't they?
Great spot, because he was right tucked deep into the bushes, and his heat signature wasn't much more than a rabbit or a fox.
Good. That's not good enough.
Whoever wanted a van, we're here.
India 99 is starting to run low on fuel. They need ground cops to get to the heat source, quickly.
Uniform unit, can you ask the dog van if he's with you to get onto the X-ray Bravo links?
It took quite a long time to get the dog handler there, because it was really thick undergrowth. We persevered.
Dog handler, you're doing really well at the moment. I'm sorry about the foliage there, it's really, really thick as you can tell, but you're going in the right direction. But dog handler saying it's a better suspect after all this.
The police dog has now been able to get really close to the source.
Yeah, for your info, the suspects are now on the move, dog van. If you can get through those trees, that'll be appreciated. And can we have one unit to the football club, just in case they get across the next river?
The dog handler got nearby, and that's when Matey decided to jump in the river and do his Man from Atlantis impression.
If he's just going across the stream now, he's working his way up the stream northbound. Dog van, your dog is just coming up towards him.
I would assume he thought his chances were better swimming than this dog chasing after him and maybe biting him on the bum.
Right, well, the suspect's just on he stopped under the foliage, but in the river. Okay. Still. Suspect's head in the water. Dog van, for your information, the suspect's in the water, just swimming down.
You've obviously watched a few movies where the hero escapes down the river and the dog can't sniff him out.
The thing is, Rambo.
He was almost within arm's reach, but they kept getting close to him, but not close enough to actually grab him.
Dog van is now swimming south down the river. 253, if you can go into the car park at the football club, please, and once you're there, I'll talk you into where I need you. If you just want to follow that river south, and just keep coming southbound towards us, and we'll just keep him contained that way. Going out of sight under a big tree at the moment. That huge tree there, Steve.
The other side of it as well.
The man has disappeared.
We've got about 10 minutes on scene.
99 is nearly out of fuel.
We can't see him at the moment, so we don't know whether he's still underneath, just sticking his nose out, or whether there's some foliage down there that he's tucked under.
I'm kind of mentally calculating, well, what's the longest I can stay here and get back to refuel?
There's a glimpse there, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's
the officer?
We were quite close to Heathrow, but getting fuel from Heathrow and getting out again is not a straightforward procedure. So really, we're committed to staying as long as we could.
There was somebody getting in the water, to be honest.
These two could come right a bit. If one of you could just stick all your arms out for us. Yep. As you're looking at the stream, to your right is the area that we last saw him go underneath. That's it, correct.
Unless he could have carried on swimming further south.
The man has found another hiding place, a good one. 99 has run out of time.
That have disappeared that was swimming on the river if he'd been going further south. Paul, can we sort of back up and
Yeah, I can see it.
try and look down that one? See, it's now out of view. Oh,
There's a gas holder, yeah.
TSC there. That TSC officer's got to be right on top of him, I think.
We'd narrowed him down so he was hidden under some roots of a tree.
We're going to have to go, I'm afraid.
Unfortunately, we ran out of fuel.
X-ray Bravo for the units on the ground. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go and get fuel. And if you haven't got it, we'll come back. No, over.
It's going to be getting pretty cold in there.
It'll take 99 less than 5 minutes to reach its base at Lippets Hill on the very edge of northeast London. This is where the Metropolitan Police Air Support Unit has been for the last 26 years. 3 helicopters, 9 pilots, and 17 police air observers. Lippets Hill's control room is its nerve centre. Tonight's controller, Julie McEwen, has been monitoring the search for the wanted swimmer on the radios.
If they get any other intelligence to suggest that it might be worthwhile us going back, then we'll go back again, you know.
She'll now keep tabs with the ground cops while 99 refuels.
Stand by, I'll get a full description for you.
It shouldn't take long.
Yeah, from 1-2, can you just check the dog handler and the partner?
Yeah, you got any units, officers, who are dog-wise on?
Yeah, I've just made my way, but somebody said there was someone shouting near the tank, so I've made my way back here.
Indeed, I know, I've just had an update. Looks like he's still outstanding, so they probably will still want us.
Call 1-2, just room fibre, ASU, just leaving now.
Yeah, that's all safe.
Next B from the info, India 99 is coming back on scene and starting our TI search now.
Right, that's where all the mob are. We're back.
Got them back there within about half an hour, and give them their due, they did hold the containment.
059, to any Union River.
That's the stream we were on, wasn't it?
Our only concern was that he might have done his underwater swimming trick again and managed to get past the police cordon and disappear downriver.
Back there.
PC Pritchard has got something on his thermal imager again, but is it their man?
One out in the open might be a duck, but there's the other bit inside, the undergrowth.
Oh, definitely a duck, yeah.
That'll be a duck. That's the other one. Is that the rest of his family? One little something caught my eye.
Nothing over MPL.
Too small, I believe. Yeah, a bunny.
There can't be much more wildlife left to find, particularly with so many ground cops and police dogs about.
Bobby.
How do you know his name?
If the man is still in the river, he's been in the water for more than an hour.
He'll obviously be quite cold now if he's been sitting in the water.
Very cold, isn't it? I wonder if they're going to have to get a boat in to search the stream at some stage, just in case he's drowned.
PC Pritchard doesn't believe he's dead, and he's sure he can prove it.
Something brighter there.
What do you reckon?
Echo 2, go ahead, River.
This other heat source in the water seemed to be stronger than the ducks I was looking at previously.
It's feasible. It's popping up and down. You're getting ripples as well, aren't you?
The actual ripples on the water were a lot bigger than anything else that was being made, and that convinced me that that was with the heat source, and that was a person.
Okay, we'll get them to walk up.
Yeah, we'll get it looked at.
We've got one heat source we want to check you out, but we can't tell exactly what it is through the trees. If you can walk along the bank, as if you keep the river to your right-hand side. Too small, doesn't it?
That seems it's more for a head, isn't it?
Dog van, to your right now, towards the river.
Oh, look, here we go. I reckon that looks good. It's popping under the water, isn't it? Yeah.
Suddenly from a dot of heat on the surface, there's a thrashing and water flying and waves.
Yeah. That is a person, contact.
People shouting on the radios, and it was obvious at that stage that they'd finally got hold of him.
You're a star. Result. Well done. 1-0.
When Simon spotted him, I wasn't convinced. I was thinking, it's a duck or something. But that was, the quality of the camera and Simon's experience. He could tell the ripples from a duck were different from the ripples of somebody's head just poking out of the water.
Good spot.
Sorry, that's one detained. Thank you, well done.
He must have been very cold. Now, I should imagine he was quite relieved to get caught in the end.
The wanted man isn't the only relieved person.
We'll leave you guys to it.
I'm well chuffed with the result, because we had spent a lot of time there. And it's nice to come back with a big relief, come back for tea and medals.
At Lippets Hill, the night crew are getting the tea and medals ready. Sausages. Not for PC Pritchard or Captain Watts. For themselves.
Do you want a bacon sandwich or a sausage sandwich?
I'll be right down, sir.
OK.
PC Terry White has been a Sky Cop for 10 years. Before that, he pounded the beat outside Buckingham Palace and yearned to fly helicopters.
I'm a failed helicopter pilot. I only got as far as selection procedure and was destined never to be a helicopter pilot. I was down on Buckingham Palace one day on the Queen's birthday parade, looking up, going, I could do that role. And fortunate enough, a vacancy came out and I applied, and I was fortunate enough to be selected. I might as well eat this quickly. I'm bound to get a job.
India 99 India Lima.
PC White's food will have to wait.
We don't want to go to that one.
A man has run off from police and escaped onto the roof of a house. The ground cops have lost him. It won't take White & Co long to get to the scene.
We are making our way towards. We'll just have a unit with a blue light on here where the suspect was last seen to help us identify where we're searching, none another.
Be a row of 3 houses, 4 houses in a row. Yeah.
That's it?
Nothing.
And there's the one on there. Those ones there.
Just around there. Oh, maybe there's like window there.
Yeah, there you go, there he is, lying there.
Oh, yeah. So it's looks still as a statue.
Right, the PC's standing at the rear of the van. Hold your right hand out for me.
The cop with the arm is a local beat bobby, PC Holbrook.
Yep, now face the buildings. That's the flat roof he's lying on top of.
We haven't got a clue what he's done. All we wanted to do was speak to him. But by that stage, the extent to which he was trying to get away, we thought he'd either was trying to commit an offence or was wanted for some offence.
That's the flat roof he's lying on top of. If you can't get up there, you might want to give the LFB a call with a little ladder.
Why the man is on the run isn't the only mystery PC Holbrook's got. The lights are on, but there's no one in.
I think he stayed there for a while, not moving, thinking that if he stayed still, he wouldn't be seen. Apparently he was trying to blend into the roof, but it wasn't working very well.
Is there any way you can light him up, encourage him to stop asking about?
Yeah, will do.
I called to the escort unit to put the nights on him, the bright light down, to encourage him to come down.
Clear for the big light. Steve, you got the illuminated window on the first, that's it.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to move.
No. He's got his hood up, has he? The anti-helicopter hood. Yeah. Possibly. I can't see you, you can't see me, so yeah.
The crew of 99 doesn't need the thermal imager to see that their roof statue is now coolly lighting a cigarette.
So you really think we can't see him?
Yeah. Right, got him out, mate. Right, the mail's on the move now. He's come to the edge of the roof, he's just jumping. He's leaning over the edge and looking at the stairs.
It's so dark on the ground that PC Holbrook cannot see where the man is, but he can hear him.
I just spoke to him. He should be coming, hopefully coming down.
I think after a few minutes he realised it was pointless just laying there. We all knew he was there, and then he decided to come down.
One last drag. Yeah.
Neither 99's crew nor any of the ground cops have any idea why the man is on the roof, or why he ran from the police in the first place.
Slightly more precarious position. That's why he's a criminal, not a brain surgeon. Yeah.
As the man surrenders, the mystery starts to clear. PC Holbrook knows him.
He's not the sharpest tool in the box. He'd had a few drinks, this guy, and for some reason thought if he laid on a flat roof with his hood up that he'd be all right, but obviously not.
99 can't hang around to hear the rest.
Okay, I'll do it.
More men are on the run, this time in a car in Beckenham.
Someone phoned to stop for police. They've made off. It looks like the occupant's wanted for domestic assault.
I felt lucky this trip. I felt lucky.
For the Sky Cops, Beckenham is notorious. It has terrible radio reception.
I'm hoping they can hear better than I can. I think they can. Sometimes it takes a while just to be able to hear where they are, you know.
Any blue lights, that's I'm concerned with. Right, blue lights, got them. Left to right, 3 sets of blues. There we go then.
MP from India 99 just coming up on scene and downlinking.
Right, coming left to right towards, yeah. Passing lots of lollipop trees. Gonna be a bit stalky.
It had been going on for about 5 minutes before we got there.
Oh, he slammed it into the... I think he just destroyed his tyre. He slammed it into the curb.
We saw the vehicle hit a curb quite heavily, and on the picture we were looking at, it looked quite clear to us that it had probably burst its tyre. It was certainly disintegrating in front of our eyes.
It's flying off him all over. What's the current speed?
The police radios might not be working properly, but the helicopter's downlink to Lippett's Hill is.
The black bit's coming off, so all the tyres are packing.
Yeah, it's losing all its tyres.
I think I was a bit premature saying that the tyre had burst and this will be concluding quite quickly.
9 to continue then, he's now southbound on the Bromley Road, DA.
The suspect had other ideas and continued to run on a flat tyre.
1 Zulu 1, all other units now to drop back, and India 99 to take over the commentary. All other units to drop back from the vehicle. India 99 the commentary, please, MP over.
But we can keep an eye on where he is, and the vehicles can stay back far enough to be a little bit safer, but they're still near enough if they decamp.
It's on a left.
Oh, done a left into George's Road, over.
He's done the right into the little flat.
Down very towards me.
Somebody's gone into Kelsey Gardens.
You sort of think, why are you carrying on? You know the helicopter's there, there's no point, you know.
It's going to decamp.
Fence out.
Got out now, you can see him running. 2.
Going with the driver.
And they proceeded to try and hide in a park area.
Just about to see him there.
Coming out towards a set of what looks like garages or something.
It was a very difficult search for us.
They're under a little bridge thing. They're in the river. That's where they are. They're in the river.
We were losing them and we finding them again in amongst the undergrowth of the park. They were very keen to get away.
They're running away. They were running again. Off and running in the park.
It was hard work to get a good result.
Yeah, that Eric car that's just going with the car reversing out. Just reverse back up another 50 to 75 yards. They're in the trees there.
As usual, PC White is trying to surround the fugitives with ground cops. Not easy when you have so much parkland.
Roughly right there where you are now. If you can bring the dogs to them, that's where they are.
They're there. They're running away. They were running again.
Yeah, units coming back to the flats as well, because they're making their way back to these flats where the decamp was.
Right, they're there. They're there. I've got the visual.
We're going to mark unit at Manor Road, just coming up to the bollards.
The crew are now having trouble.
Stop.
Not with the running men.
Yeah, stop.
With their radios.
In Manor Road.
The curse of Beckenham.
Yeah, you've just driven past them.
Nobody actually could hear me, so although I was giving orders for people to stop and direct people in the right, they would just drive straight past the address.
So turn it round and go slowly and back up, and I'll tell you when to stop.
You can talk to a man on the boom, but you can't talk to someone in Beckenham.
Captain West also has a problem.
We are down at fuel minimums, guys. They need to get a grip of this. I know that, but... Right, they're into a front garden, Terry, with a semicircle.
Yeah, on your near side now. Right-hand side, they've got in that house right there where you are. I've only got a couple of minutes of fuel left.
PC White has no idea who can hear him and who can't.
Oh, there we go. They're in the back garden now.
All units, then, get down to Manor Road. That's where they are, in this house there.
But it seems at least one dog handler is switched on.
Right, the dog is going for him now. Right, dog's in, dog's in. Come on, dog. Right, they're up to the end of the garden. Come on, dog, do your job. Come on, dog. Yeah. Come on, right, dog's got one. Right. Right, the dog's still after that one now. Come on, dog.
30 seconds of fuel left.
Come on, dog.
They may have to call it a night.
Occasionally, and sadly, we have to leave before the conclusion.
Come on. Have you got him or not? Right.
We're off. Two are detained. We have to leave now. We've got no fuel left. We pushed it to the legal limits.
Fortunately, on this time, we got it all together and literally with seconds to spare.
That was hard work, wasn't it?
And Terry, just to let you know, the supervisor at the yard has put a comment on the CAD. Please pass on to India 99. Good commentary. Well done for assistance to detainer.
Looking forward to a nice cup of tea,
One tired but happy crew. Back in time for PC White to do the washing up before heading home.
All in a day's work.
And the replacement crew aren't going to have much time for food either. A woman is in the river.
India 99, did you see that? Over?
Captain Roberts is now duty pilot, and PC Agnew will be operating the thermal imaging camera.
Got a call to reports of somebody having jumped in the river or fallen in the river. I think it was sounds of screaming had been heard. We were very soon on scene, and Pat started using the camera to do a sweep of the river.
Do we know where we are?
The trouble is, the people who saw her go in say she was swept away by the current.
I haven't got a clue where we're looking.
The currents are very, very bad, very strong, and a person could find that within seconds of entering the water they're taken below the water level, and once they're gone from the surface, that's it. We can't find them.
Once again, the Sky Cops are going to have to sort out the wildlife from the missing people.
You will look for anything that is out of the ordinary.
Hang on, what's this?
Which is what I did, and just happened to see something moving quickly in the water.
Oh, that's looking good.
Stand by the channel. We think we've got something of interest. We'll update you.
It's still not clear if this is the woman or not.
It did appear to be similar size to sort of ducks and various other things that were in the river.
But once you put someone in water, it gives you this false reading because their body temperature is changing all the time, depending on, obviously, the temperature of the water.
6 mile final. Hang on, I've got somebody there.
She was very lucky in respect that her head, which is the heat source that we saw, was just above the surface.
Ground cops are also searching for the woman on the bridges and banks, but they can't see a thing.
Well, we just stand by the RV that's just turned up with blues. The person is attached to the first pillar of the footbridge.
It was difficult for the officers with small torches to actually penetrate the darkness of the water.
Everybody, she's calling to us.
So she could have gone past the pier and they wouldn't have even noticed her.
The only torch good enough to help the officers on the bridge has the power of 30 million candles.
Go daylight quick, just running, please,
Once we got her, we were able to switch from the thermal imaging position to using night sun, which then makes it easier for the people on the ground to actually have a big beam of light pointing at this person in the water. Everybody finds they can congregate on the scene very, very quickly.
Someone has managed to get a line to her.
Even though she has been thrown a lifeline, the woman isn't out of danger. She could be swept away again at any time.
It seems forever because there's nothing that you can do. You just have to sit and wait and watch.
India 99,
see any ladders, waterside, please.
And all the time you're thinking, what would I be doing if I was that beat officer?
Having got her to the bank, the crisis still isn't over. It's 15 feet down from the footpath to the river.
She's been brought to the side, but they were struggling for a way out. I think it's still going to need Thames input.
Fortunately, someone's found a ladder. The woman isn't wearing a swimsuit. She lost her dress in the strong current.
Perfect.
Yeah, female is out of the water.
As the woman heads for hospital, PC Agnew knows how lucky she is.
The feeling of relief that we all got in the aircraft once she got out of the water and was on dry land again.
India 99, thank you very much for your assistance. It was vital, obviously, on this occasion.
You just can't describe the feeling that you get when somebody like that is safe.
Yes, no problem at all. Well done to your units for this one. And, if everyone's happy down there, we'll leave you to it.
The swimmer was not charged for this incident, but was wanted by the police for other offences.
Who do you think is? Rambo?
The woman who fell into the river and nearly got swept away made a full recovery, despite the cold water. The man who tried to hide on the roof
I can't see you, you can't see me, so yeah, the anti-helicopter hood
was not charged with any offence. And the dangerous driver of the car with the burst tyre was found guilty of possession of drugs and dangerous driving.
We're airborne, go over the details on Kilo Golf.
in his maroon pyjamas.
During the last 3 months, the Metropolitan Police Air Support Unit has flown almost 750 missions and been in the air for over 660 hours, despite the breakdowns.
Who is it, Victor Meldrew? I don't believe it.
They've helped arrest 253 criminals.
Go daylight quickly, please.
And found 25 missing persons.
Hang on, got somebody there.
Here he comes, one coming towards him.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
111 dangerous bikers have also been put off the streets.
9, regarding possible...
He's just driven into that police car, isn't he? Very naughty.
Just comes to 1 o'clock.
What we're trying to say to people is, you don't need to go on that railway line.
He's going to go down there as well.
And you don't need to go on that rooftop. You don't need to go into that inaccessible garden. Call a helicopter, let us search it for you. And we'll do so safely, we'll do so very, very quickly.